Stitch Roadies. Well, this is the Attic 2.0. There were so many things that I, in wanting to put out my last Stitch Roadie video, it wasn't all the information that I wanted to share with you. So I realized that I just need to do a part 2. Yeah, I'm glad that you're here with me today. I have so much to share with you. I've been just on this little hamster wheel. My brain is still exploding from the experience, and so many wonderful opportunities to meet those that we are connected to on Instagram, Facebook, our YouTube channels, and just in passing through cross-stitch shops or quilt shops. So that was the highlight. Truly the highlight was getting to meet everybody. But since the last episode, I have been just on a hyper-focused, just bouncing from one hyper-focused moment to another. And so I wanted to tell you, share with you what I've been focusing on. I am still doing my designated stitch in the evening. I'm working on the primitive hair piece, and if you remember, I didn't take it with me down to Phoenix, and so I was anxious to get back on the bandwagon and start back into that project. So every evening, that's what I'm stitching on. The rest of the time, I'm kind of bouncing all over the board. And just so you know, you want to stay until the end, because I do have a giveaway here in this episode, and I wanted to share that with you. So what was it about this particular event? I think, like I said last time, I think my stepping outside of my comfort zone opened up so many creative opportunities in my brain that, and I had so many wonderful stitchy experiences with people that I have either been following on YouTube or on Instagram or Facebook. And you know, it's kind of like after a while you feel like they are actually your friends, my friends, even though you may not have ever met in person. And so the opportunity to meet some of these wonderful stitchers and to meet new stitchers to add to that group of creative people that inspire us. Yeah, I am so looking forward to the Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit, and I enjoy my stitchy groups at Acorns and Threads. So this last week I participated in Biscornu Day, which you don't have to stitch a Biscornu to come stitch, but I am stitching a Biscornu, and the one I'm doing is one that I only stitch when I'm there. So it's taking me a while, because I'm here to tell you, when you are stitching, you're not only getting enabled, but you're in an environment that is so creatively laden that you might not get a whole lot of stitching done, but you get a whole lot of inspiration. It's a whole lot of inspiration. And I do enjoy those. And we have our monthly Zoom meeting that Margaret from that group posts out to everyone when she is going to log that Zoom on, and it has been a wonderful opportunity to talk with people all over the United States and in our own Portland, Oregon area. and all I do is I just sit and stitch. I actually get more stitching done during the Zoom than I do when I'm actually stitching in person, because I have to see what everybody's doing. I'm kind of on the move. I wanted to show you what I've been up to. I had some wonderful kindness sent to Acorns and Threads that I showed this on Quilt Roadies, but I wanted to share, for those of you that aren't subscribed to that channel, I didn't want you to miss the opportunity to see this absolutely fabulous pillow that arrived from Australia. This is wool stitching, if you're not familiar with it. So this whole pillow is made to look like a beehive out of wool, and then it is embellished with bees and flowers and all kinds of embroidery stitching. It's absolutely fantastic. I am so humbled to have gotten it. Thank you so much. When I came back from the attic, I had this huge desire to get a little bit more organized and to actually, well, what made it happen was that I was stitching on the primitive hair, designated stitch in the evening, and I realized I had a gut instinct that I probably would run out of one of the colors, and that sent me down the rabbit hole of going through all of my kitted up things and all of my whips, looking to see if I had any more of that particular color thread. Because when I went to the shop to pick up a couple of extra skeins, the dye lot was substantially different from what I was using. So I thought, well, I'm going to switch from, it was a Weeks blackboard, and the Weeks blackboard that is currently out has a real blue to it, and the one that I was using did not. So I went and looked at what the conversion was to DMC, and it wasn't quite there. I didn't. So what I've been doing is I've been taking one strand of the Weeks, because I'm using two strands, and one strand of the DMC together, and have been stitching with that to try to make that last till the end. So, I don't even know where I was going with that. But that's one of the things that I've been doing this week, trying to figure things out. Oh, I know what it was. So in going through all of those, I realized that there were some projects or charts that I was no longer interested in, and so I am passing those on to some friends, and yes, fine-tuning what I really want to get done and what I am dreaming of accomplishing. But in that organization, I decided I wanted another one of those three-tiered rolling carts. So Jay and I went to Michael's, and they were on sale, which was awesome. And they had all kinds of things that hung on, racks that hung on them. Yeah, Enzo's down here hanging on one. And I just love the organization of it, because I just had kind of a pile right here, and I was having to step over it. So this way, it's a little bit more organized. It's a little bit more organized. With that, I also have been enabled, and I will show you this. But first of all, I just have to show you what G made me. I'm so touched that he made this for me. And It's so sweet. So this is, he's recently gotten into woodworking, and not recently, what am I saying? He's been a woodworker, but he took a hiatus from it and went to black and white photography. He's played guitar since he was a youngster, and but seriously back into woodworking with this last move. He has built musical instruments, he's done fine carving, so it's nothing new, but it has a little different path on this woodworking journey. And so we have our own walking sticks that he's carved out, and he has made a couple of scissor blocks. And by scissor blocks, he doesn't do any wheel turning type woodworking, but he's found this place here in the Portland area that has occasionally come into some zebra wood, which is from Africa, and it's absolutely gorgeous wood, and I love it. And so he has made a couple of scissor blocks out of them, and this is mine. Here's the back of the zebra wood. Isn't it gorgeous? And then see, my Kohana scissors are there, but there's 3 holes, so I can put 2 other scissors. But look at the front of this. It's just, I can't stop looking at it. I just can't stop looking at it. So I just sit it here in front of me so I can stare at it. It's got bling. It has bling. I also have been diving into, at the attic, like I told you before, every table had a someone with their jewelry box, and I had been dabbling in it a little bit, but then I've done the deep dive. The hardest part of actually creating your own jewelry and toolbox for stitching is the ripping out of the inside of it, because you're actually paying for the jewelry box and then you're kind of destroying the inside. So that is the biggest challenge. And the other part of it is that you don't want to just do it. It is a journey, and you want it to reflect your mood or how you're feeling or what you want to have in it. So you don't have to get it done all at once. But I found 2 different jewelry boxes, and I've shown you one, and the other one came this week on the internet. So you can just go on and look for travel jewelry boxes on Amazon, and there are a gazillion of them, of different colors and different sizes and different manufacturers. And so I think this is the one I showed you last time. It's the red one. This was not the price of it. It was like half of that price. So it's a round circular. And then if you remember a few episodes ago, a viewer sent me some already stitched pieces that they were passing on to me, and I just fell in love with them. I wasn't sure how I was going to finish them, but on this little round jewelry box here, I mounted one of them on the top. So what I did here is I just basically used the flat fold technique, and then I set it on top and piled some heavy things on top of that till it dried. Isn't that adorable? Isn't that? And then I took some trim from Lady Dot Creates and I glued that around. So I haven't finished the inside of this, but I've started. So here's, the inside has a mirror, which I'm going to cover up, and then I peeled out, there was a kind of a bump section to it. You see it in all the jewelry boxes that holds like rings or earrings. I peeled that out and I glued a piece of red wool down in the bottom. If you pull this top down, this top piece here opens up, and I attached in there a little hexie. I did a little cross stitch and made it into a hexie on Van Accessible's Patreon site. This was one of our lessons, was on how to make that. And so I mounted that in there, and I'm going to be putting a pair of scissors back there. I don't know what I'm going to do here with the mirror, but this totally cracked me up, this little pin cushion here, just as an idea. If you remember last time, I brought home that kombucha bottle, that blue kombucha bottle, which had the bees embossed on it. It's in my bathroom with some white flowers. Absolutely gorgeous. But this was the cap to the kombucha bottle, and I just thought it was so cute because it said, "must be refrigerated." And I said, what can I do with that cap? Well, I turned it into a wool pincushion, and it fits right inside the little jewelry box. So this is a work in progress. I am still designing the inside or decorating it, but isn't it cute? Yeah. Just an idea for you. Just an idea. So Kim, the Contented Stitcher, has a floss tube, and she had a beautiful jewelry box at the Bristol retreat. And so I had to go onto her YouTube and just enjoy her conversation because she's such a joyous person. And I clicked on the About, and she started her YouTube journey on my birthday a few years back, on my exact birthday. I don't know. I felt the connection, Kim. I felt the connection. But she had this jewelry box. And although I'm not, you can see the brand name there, although I'm not a pink person generally, I'm usually red, vibrant colors, there was something about her pink box that very much attracted me, that there might be times when you're feeling more dainty, not when you're sitting on the toilet across from a mirror. Okay, we're not ever going to discuss that again. So I ordered the pink box, and I started embellishing that. And I wanted to just show you. So I've gotten a little further along. Here's some beautiful scissors. These scissors are, I saw them in Kim's box, and they are on Amazon. You just have to Google scissors for nose hairs or ear hairs. I could not believe it because they're so cute, pink. But they have a little bit of a curve to them. And then I attached the little bling that we got from the retreat. And I love the sticker I had. Doubt is part of the process. Because is that not the truth? And then at last year's Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit, which is in September this year, you're going to want to get on the newsletter list for Acorns and Threads so you know when these things are going to happen ahead of time. And it never hurts to put yourself onto a wait list because life happens. So this was a little charm that we made in the at the retreat. And then I ripped out, see here's those ring bumps. I ripped out this section. There was about 4 of them that I ripped out. I put pink wool down with some needles. I covered this lid with fabric using what I learned at the Bristol retreat. I was told that this is the absolute best paste for fabric and paper, so I ordered a container of that, and it was a little bit spendy, but I'm here to tell you it's going to last a lifetime. So I fussy cut some fabric out right there and covered that little lid, and so there's a little secret space there. I sometimes use these little curly things for rolling up my fabric when I'm stitching, and then my little Carrie, who gave me this little pin cushion in a salt cellar, fit perfectly in there. So far, that's how far I've gotten on my embellishment. And this is a little needle minder there. It's just kind of fun, and it's not like you have to get it done all at once. It's a work in progress, and I don't know, I like little boxes. I like boxes before I even was embellishing them. Any kind of little box would attract me. What else are we doing here? I just want to make sure that I don't miss anything. I am on the 56 count journey, and that has been not without its challenges, but there's something about meeting a challenge that just makes you feel powerful. And although I don't think 56 will be my go-to count, I do know that I have 2 or 3 items in my future with 56 count. I wear bifocals, and sometimes I put extra magnifier on top of the bifocals, but I found a lamp, not a lamp, but a magnifier. So I was telling G how the 56 count was challenging, that I needed a magnifier, and he had one that clamps onto your table. But it was only 2.25 magnification, and the light was not adequate. And so I decided I was going to order myself one. And so this is the one right here. You can't really see it. So it's clamped onto my side table here, and it has a ring of light here. So when it's on, let me just see if, I don't know if you can see this, but when it's on, you see that ring of light? And then the magnification through there is 10. It's working well for me. It is working really well. 56 count is not a quick stitch. It's and ripping out single strand 56 count is not a fun thing. Let me just tell you. But there's something about it, and I think it has to do with the concept that everyone says, oh my gosh, you're crazy, you can't do the 50, I could never do, whatever that thing that was going on in my head. That, when that gets activated, there is a huge section of my brain that says, no one's a boss of you. You can do whatever you want to do. And you got to do everything at least once. and then make a conscious decision. And so as I'm stitching along with this 56 count, it is not a fast stitch, and you do have to have the right light and magnification to accomplish it, depending on your own eyesight. There's something really, really powerful when you make that stitch. So that's why I know that I'm glad I bought 3 pieces of 56 count, because one would have not have been enough. Now know when you are watching this, if there's something you want to see up close or the name, just stop the video and take a closer look. This is what's really funny though. Here's the box. I ordered this one. This box can give you this one or this one, but this is the one I ordered. There's no name on this. Absolutely no name. So I can't, there's a patent number. I can't tell you where to go, but I got it on Amazon, and that's what it looks like, and it's 10 times. And so far, it's working. So here's my little, this is the 56 count project I'm working on. It's this little pin pillow. And here's my little piece of fabric, and there is my 56 count. And my absolutely adorable little tiny needle minder for my 56 count. What's really funny is that I bought this hoop thinking, you know, that this was going to work good. I don't like it. But I know that I've heard that this works good for punch needle, which I have in my future. So I just needed a little hoop, and I found this little hoop in a drawer, and I had bought these as a decor item for a Christmas cross stitch to finish as a finishing project. And I said, well, I'm just going to use that, and it's worked perfectly. So there's 56 count. And naturally, it lives in the Mad Hatter, because we're mad. We're all mad. Okay. A little bit of haul, a couple pieces of haul. I saw these on Homestead Needleworkers Etsy shop. And I'm not going to take them out, but you know, they're the little pie tins, but they have the little wooden base. I have one that's a black one and one that's a wood one. And I bought those for finishing. And, you know, when you hang around with a lot of sampler stitchers, you get the feeling. You get, oh, I almost broke out in song there. You get the feeling? Yeah, Nicola, you know, Melissa, big time sampler. Brenda, Brenda and Laura, this serial stitcher, you know. Oh, it was so much fun to meet Brenda. You know, I've been watching for a long time, and she's very kind, very practical in her thought process, and that she's just not going to waste any time judging or worrying about her stitching. She's just going to do what she wants to do, and it's so refreshing. We actually, along with Judy, we rode back to the airport when we left, and so there was a little opportunity to talk and just hang out together, and I very much enjoyed that. And And then the 911 stitcher, Stacy, oh man, is she ever, she's been a long time enabler of mine, and our love of Radar. Yeah, the German Shepherd who eats everything. Some things he doesn't like as much. But I saw this come across one of their feeds on Instagram, you know, because now I have a handful of new Instagram friends. And I just loved it. Not only, the only thing I don't understand, and you're probably going to be yelling at the camera because you're going to know the answer, is, and I'm not quite sure, is that this was a chart by Lila's Studio, and I love the red charts. I love the red charts. And there it is. And after all, I'm not a purist when it comes to reproduction samplers. I'm going to put my own name. And I don't have to figure out the letters because the first name is the same as mine, Yahoo. And that October 23rd, at least it was the same month as me. But I can't figure out this year what that means, AR, that's above the year. What is AR? I mean, when I read the back, I know that this woman was born on October 23rd in 1873, but what's the AR about? So if anybody knows, it's probably something really obvious, and I haven't figured it out. I also found out, and you may want to know, that Sherry, who is the Colorado cross stitcher, in her shop, she made the most adorable cross-stitch little necklaces. And so she had the already charted onto a tiny piece of, you know, fabric into a Tim Holtz necklace charm. And she said that those charm patterns are free on her website, so you might want to go take a look at that. Yesterday I had my youngest grandson with me for part of the day, and then when I went and dropped him off, I noticed there was an estate sale not far from me, and so I just decided to take a chance and go up there. You never know. And it was a stunning house. But the real gift of it was the opportunity to talk to the homeowners. I did buy this clock. It was only $1. It doesn't work. But I thought I could replace this with a cross stitch. And then G said, why don't you cross stitch a clock face? And I thought, well, that would have to be really tiny, like 56 count. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to finish this, but I just thought it reminded me of the clock from Beauty and the Beast, that it was going to start dancing. But what was really interesting and what was eye-opening to me was that this couple are in this home that was on a beautifully landscaped piece of property that was over 4,000 square feet. And they built the home, you know, a long time ago. And it was filled with everything that they loved. And so, like, the dining room table was covered with a stylized type of Christmas decoration where it was all white and blue, snowmen and trees with glitter, and it was very cute, a whole table of it. So obviously it was something that she very much loved. to collect, and now they were moving. And she was looking forward to the move. This house would not be, I'm just guessing. I'm only guessing here that they probably were in their 80s. And they were downsizing to a golf community with a 1,400 square foot home. And it made me think about my stuff, that she very much enjoyed that. But now she's stepping into a new time in her life, and so she is getting rid of things that at one point she really loved to collect. But she was so looking forward, she and her husband were so looking forward to living in this golf community where there'd be a lot more activity. And I thought to myself when I came home that I love all my things, but they're my things. My kids may not even care about them, but I love them. And that's all that counts. And then when the time comes, I'll be able to make choices and decisions, and maybe I'll choose a different kind of life. It just brought up a whole lot of conversation for G and I. And I was most grateful that I stopped, because I also bought a rug that I thought maybe my daughter-in-law might like, and my son, and if not, maybe, it could be used somewhere around here. And in fact, it was not their aesthetic. And I thought, isn't that the way it should be? Is that you don't want to be burdened by your parents' things. You want to incorporate those things that you love, and then you want to pass on to someone else who might enjoy it as much as they did. So it was a great stop. It was a great stop, and I learned more than just getting a $1 clock. I learned more. So now we're to the giveaway. That quarter shop. Oh, they've started this beautiful, they do these seasonal stitches, and this one is summer. So it comes with this gorgeous bag. The exciting part of this is not only, look at this pattern, it's so Emma, but do you see that background of that pattern? This is the Summer Paradise June 2023 theme. I about flipped when I saw this, because here's the fabric. It's already printed like, so this would be the sand, and then the water and the sky. So it's on that specially printed fabric to help you create that theme. And it not only comes with that fabric, it also comes with a needle and a full pack of DMC. Just for this. Now, I know lately it seems like I have not had success with anyone who's won a giveaway contacting. But please, if you're going to want to stitch this, please be a subscriber of my channel. Sign up for the newsletter at the Fat Quarter Shop, and use the word summer in the comment. That fabric, that pre-printed fabric, is just amazing. It already is like halfway done in creating the environment, I guess. So there you go. That's it. That's it for today. I've got to get back to stitching my 56 count. Yes, I can do it. You can do it. That's what he told me when I was climbing up that mountain. You can do it. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by. Until we meet up here again, I hope everything goes well. Your weather's good. On the other side of the world, maybe you're hunkering down for some winter stitching. It's a great life, isn't it? Love you guys.